welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're gonna be doing something a little bit different, something a little bit special and unique. I'm so freaking excited. If you watched any of my reading vlogs on this channel at all ever, then you will notice very quickly that there's always two cats just roaming around in the background, always sitting on my lap or sitting at the other end of the couch or hanging out on the bed or doing whatever. As you can tell by this tail, there's one here right now. Because me and this kitty spend so much time together reading. I figured it would be a really fun video to just have her choose my next read. So I picked out 6 different books from a physical TBR. They're all a bunch of different genres. And lay them out and then put a little cat treat on each and every one of them. And then I'm just gonna let Diva roam around. And whatever treat she goes towards first and eats first, that's gonna be the book that gets added to my TBR. I have a total of 6 books here and they're all kind of different genres. So let's go through them. The first book that I have is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Everybody loves this. I have never spoken to somebody and they said that they did not like this book. It's a YA romance, which is not my usual go-to. I feel like YA romance specifically I've kind of maybe like outgrown at this point in my life. The next book that I have here is King of Pride by Anna Huang. This is book 2 of her King of Sin series. I just finished the first one last month and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think I rated the first one 4 stars. I've heard a lot of really good things about this one, so I cannot freaking wait. I hope this one gets chosen as well, just because like I'm already kind of like in that world. I would love to just keep going with the series and get to read this one. The next book that we have here is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I honestly don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. I have loved every single Elsie Silver book that I've read up until this point. I'm pretty sure this is like small town, single dad type of trope, which I always love. I always eat them up, so I don't really know what the holdup is. Hopefully I will get to read this one as well. The next book on my TBR is Good Girl Bad Blood. This just came in. I just did a haul, but I finished reading book 1 of the series and I read it so quick. I just absolutely love this story. I love the way it was told. I love the visuals in the book and I just immediately had to get the second one. This is honestly one of the most exciting reads out of all of these, so I really hope this one gets chosen. Next up we have Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. This is book 3 of the Windy City series. I read the first one, DNF'd it, hated it. I read the second one, loved it, ate it up, 5 stars. I did a whole reading vlog if you guys want to see that. Everyone keeps saying that the series just gets better. Like everyone rates this one really highly. There's also book 4 that just came out I think recently, Play Along, and everybody rated that really highly, so I really want to continue with the series and read more of it. This I'm pretty sure is also a single dad trope, which we already established. Eat those up every single time. This is a sports romance. It's the story of Kai, a starting pitcher for Chicago's baseball team, and he has a son and he basically hires Miller, who's our girl main character. She's like high-end pastry chef. She's having a little quarter life crisis when she's 25 and I guess she decides to work for him and nanny and watch his kid while he's playing, only for the summer as like a little break, and then eventually she's gonna leave and go back to her chef life, I guess. The colors are definitely giving fall, so I'm definitely excited to get my hands on this. The last book that I have here is another Holly Jackson book, which honestly I was kind of hesitant to put this on the list because I already have Good Girl Bad Blood on this list and it's also by the same author, so I was like, what if both of them get chosen? But honestly I feel like that would be an ideal scenario for me right now because I have been in such a mystery slash thriller mood. It's called The Reappearance of Rachel Price, and it basically follows the story of our girl main character who is, what's her name? Belle. Her mom disappeared many years back. Nobody really knows what happened. She's like presumed dead, I think, and they somehow sign a deal with like Netflix or something to film like a true crime documentary following the story of her mom's disappearance. And as they're filming this in her house, Rachel Price, the missing mom, just comes back. That just seems like such an interesting plot. Like, what do you mean she just comes back? Like, she's been missing. She explains everything that happens to her, but her story or her version of the story doesn't really add up with what Belle remembers about it from when it happened, but also it was so long ago that we don't really know if Belle remembers accurately. So it's one of those. And if Rachel Price is lying about her disappearance, why are you lying? Why did she come back? What's going on? It just seems like so interesting. Perfect book for the fall. All right, so we're gonna lay out all the books and I'm gonna have Diva choose, and then we'll be back when the books have been chosen. Come on, over there.
17 with a dream of finding love again.
Good girl.
And put her heart in the arms of someone new.
You can find the other one.
Took advantage of a love,
Leo,
but it wasn't
awesome.
enough. So yeah, running left her in the dark without a clue.
Okay, so the 3 books that were chosen are these ones right here. I don't know which one I'm gonna start with, but we are gonna be reading all 3 in this reading vlog. This is gonna be a spoiler-free reading vlog as always. Big thank you to the kitties for choosing some good books for me to read, and let's get started. If you guys haven't already dropped a like on this video, drop a like on the video. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe. It's free and it helps me out a ton. We're about to hit 300 subscribers, so I'm so freaking excited. Let's get into reading. Hi guys, it is a new day. It's been a very long and productive day, but right now we're getting to my personal favorite part, which is actually getting to sit down, relaxing, and reading a little bit of my book. Today I'm going to be starting The Reappearance of Rachel Price, and I'm so freaking excited. Last time I picked up a Holly Jackson book, I literally did nothing else until I got to the end of it. I finished it in literally 24 hours. So I'm really excited to see how this one is. I'm sure this is also going to be one that flies by. So that has been the reason why I've had a productive morning and didn't start my day with reading this, because I just have a feeling that as soon as I start, I'm not going to want to do anything else. But now I can actually sit guilt-free and relax. So this is what we're going to be doing today. I do want to make a little hot coffee. It is officially fall. I have my cute little fall mug. This is from Target. So I'm just going to make a hot little latte and we're going to do some reading. Of course, we have to set the vibe, make it all cute, make it all cozy, make it all smell really good. So we're going to light some candles. All of the candles in the apartment right now are super like fall themed, pumpkin and cinnamon, autumn and leaves and whatever the names are. But I am so freaking excited. It's gonna be such a great vibe.
You made the bed that you laid in. I dealt the cards, but you played them. I wrote your name in the pavement. You raised it. Oh, why would you leave? Why'd you settle for lesser? 'Cause she ain't the same as she was when I met her. Pulled up at 3, hoping things would be better. Drag me down to a level, our lips came together. And she tastes like liquid light. Feels just like flying too close.
This is part of the most important decision of the day, and that is to figure out which bookmark and which tabs we're gonna use if we choose to annotate this book. Last time I read a Holly Jackson book, I honestly did not care to annotate. I just wanted to freaking read as fast as possible and get to the bottom of like what's actually happening. Okay, so I think this is the color scheme that we're gonna go with. The vibes are honestly immaculate right now between everything that's happening over here. On the TV, I just put this little vibey background and it's just like so cute. Down here, there's a little kitty. You can barely see her because she's sitting in the shade, but she's here. She's gonna come sit with me. Look at that. It's like she knows it's reading time. Every time I read, she just sits on the other end of the couch, and then eventually she'll make her way on my lap and sit here for a bit until she gets too hot. It's definitely a whole routine that we have down, but I really am so excited to get to reading this. So no more talking until I get to a good stopping point. This is kind of a thick book, so I really hope that it goes by fast. I don't imagine a thriller slash mystery, I think this is a mystery, going by slow, but it is 430 pages. That was so risky what I just did. I didn't even think about it, but going to the last page on a mystery, that could be bad. That could be bad. Wow. Right off the bat, literally the very first page, it's a family tree. But this is making me a little suspicious that one of these family members is a little sus. And then she also says here, deceased and not sure, and she colored in her mom as not sure. Oh my god, when did this book come out? The Disappearance of Rachel Price, documentary crime, filming 2024. It's 2024 right now. What? That makes it so much more trippy. Oh my gosh. hear that, but it is literally raining outside, which makes this a perfect vibe for a reading vlog. But I'm here to talk about the reappearance of Rachel Price. I don't remember the last update I gave about this, but I literally read it so quick that I don't think I gave them any updates because I was just like so drawn into the world. Found the beginning to be a little bit slow with like the backstory and everything like that, but it picked up pretty quickly. I was so suspicious of literally everybody. I was trying to figure out what was happening, and I was definitely not expecting this to end the way that it did. I absolutely loved how this wrapped up. Everything got tied together in like a nice little bow. Everything was explained, everything made sense, and there's no plot holes. Pretty sure I gave this 4 stars, so it was a really good book. I recommend you read this for the fall. But now it's time to talk about the second book, which is Caught Up. I've been reading this on and off the last couple days, mostly because I didn't want to read this thriller late at night because I'm home alone for a few days, and I was just like really worried that I would get spooked.
She was 17 with a dream of finding love again, and put her heart in the arms of someone new. He took advantage of her life, but it wasn't enough.
Hello. I'm currently at a coffee shop just hanging out before I work class, but I'm just gonna get caught up with this book. I have a little bit left. I'm in the last like 100 pages, which is like when everything kind of starts to pick up and everything gets super exciting. So hopefully I can finish this before my worker class. We'll see. I'm kind of a slow reader, so we'll see how quickly I can finish this.
She can't picture him not being around. She said, so why can't we feel something different?
So far this has just been like such a fun little book. We have Kai, who's a single dad. He's in his early 30s, and he's kind of like losing his spark and made his entire identity be the fact that he's a dad. So he's no longer going out, he's not spending time with his friends, he's not drinking, he's not partying or doing anything like that like he used to, and he feels like he's just like has to do everything for his child. And Kai, by the way, is a pitcher for a Chicago baseball team, and then he meets Miller, who is the daughter of Kai's coach, and she is like 25, I'm pretty sure. So her frontal lobe finally developed, so she's having her little quarter-life crisis, trying to see what she wants to do with her life. So she gets hired to do this job, and slowly but surely they start to bond. But it's really interesting because she's like very unhinged, very fun, very good flirty energy, and it's been so fun just seeing her flirt with him and try to like pull out his more fun, flirty, easy kind of like side, instead of him just being kind of like stuck up all the time or like on edge all the time. So this has just like been such a fun read. I absolutely love seeing a grumpy man, even though he's not really grumpy, he's just kind of like serious, if you know what I mean, turn to like fun and happy and feel like alive again. So this is so fun so far. The colors of the cover are basically the colors that I'm wearing. So let's do some reading and then we'll chat. As you can see, I don't have very much left of this book. I have been absolutely eating it up.
What the hell done happened to us? What the hell done happened to us?
Okay, hello. I officially finished reading Caught Up, so let's talk about it. Overall, I enjoyed reading this book very much. I found the romance to be so sweet, and it was one of those books where it actually felt really sweet to have a child involved, because usually when there's children in books, sometimes like they can be a little bit annoying, and it kind of like throws me off and gives me kind of an ick in a weird way. But this one was just like so sweet. I absolutely love the development of their relationship, how it started off kind of like us forbidden, like we're only here to work and I'm only gonna be your nanny and it's only for the summer and don't get your hopes up for anything and we cannot get involved, and that turning into a romance with like little stolen kisses and stuff like that was just like really sweet. Also, they kind of made a pact in this because she's leaving at the end of the summer that they could not like fall in love and that there wouldn't be any feelings involved, and anything that they did was kind of like following a set of rules that she set up. So I thought it was like really sweet hearing the guy's perspective about how he doesn't care about her rules and how he likes her and wants to spend time with her, wants a life with her in it. So it was like really sweet to read about that, even though he knew that he couldn't have her because she was going away and because she had to go away and she had to do this for herself. It was still really sweet to see him kind of like wish for it, if that makes sense. I wouldn't say that this was my favorite book of the series because that spot is still being held by The Right Move, which is the one before this. And I have heard amazing things though about the fourth one, Play Along. It's a book about Isaiah, and Isaiah got mentioned so much in this book, so I feel like when his story comes, I'm just gonna eat it up. I cannot wait. It's already out, but I haven't read it quite yet. I definitely want to put it on my immediate TBR because I do really enjoy the writing and I enjoy the pacing and I enjoy the romance and all of that. I think it's really sweet. I definitely shed a couple tears there at the end, which doesn't always happen, but it does happen sometimes. So this definitely had me in my feels. I think I would rate it maybe like 4.25 stars, and I think that's my fault because it kind of took time to read it. I was reading other stuff kind of like in between, so I feel like if I'd read this at another time where maybe I had a little bit more time to dedicate to it, like uninterrupted reading time where I could just like sit down for like 3-4 hours every day until I'm done, then I feel like it could have been rated higher. Fortunately, that was not the case. Right now, I feel like I kept getting dragged out of the story to deal with real life things and responsibilities and things that I had to do this week. So this was a perfect book to read to kind of end off the summer. I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend you read this. Right now, it's time to move on to our next book, which is the last book of this challenge. So this one is King of Pride by Huang. I'm really excited for this because I have really enjoyed Anna Huang's previous books. I've read the whole Twisted series and really enjoyed that. Therefore, I have really high hopes for this one. I also read the first book of this series and that was pretty good also. Like I said, this is book 2 of the King of Sin series. It's kind of like an interconnected standalone, which is always like really fun to see kind of what your favorite couples are up to as the time kind of goes on. And this follows the story of Kai and Isabella, and from what I gather so far, Kai is like this super rich businessman, super preppy, very formal, never steps out of line, and he seems to be a true gentleman. And then Isabella is kind of like the opposite. She's very bold, very impulsive, very out there. Her personality is out there, her jokes are out there. She has purple hair and she does not fit him at all. They're totally opposite personalities, and she's a bartender at a rich person club where these rich people just go and hang out, I guess. And it's just like the story, I guess, of them falling in love. And I don't know if we can finish it today, but we can try. Hello, it is a couple of weeks later and I'm just editing this video and I realized that I never gave my final rating, my final review on the final book. So let's do that. I feel like initially maybe I would have rated this book a little bit higher because I did enjoy it for what it was. It was very typical of Anna Huang's writing. It was entertaining and fun. The whole like opposites attract is always like one of my favorite tropes. I also really enjoy reading about rich people and what to do with their time, what to do with their money. It's just like so fascinating to me. So I do love when they have like super rich like millionaires and billionaires in books as the main characters. But looking back to it now, after a couple weeks, I would just say that it's not the most memorable. I am struggling to remember basic plot lines, names of side characters, and everything like that. And thinking back to it, I didn't really finish the book in one go, so that's like usually a sign that like it didn't have me hooked, didn't have me in a chokehold to where I want to drop all my life responsibilities and just like continue reading the book. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and rate it probably like a 3.75, and that is harsh coming from me because I feel like I've never rated an huang book so low. But overall though, I absolutely loved this challenge. I love having the cats choose the books for me to read. Obviously they have good taste because they recommended some pretty good books. And if you made it to this point, if you haven't already dropped a like, what are you doing? Drop a like. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It would absolutely make my day. I post on this channel twice a week, every single week, sometimes more, and I have lots of good content cooking for the fall and for the winter. Stay tuned for all of that. As I'm filming this, we are about to hit 500 subscribers. We're at 466. Please help a girl out. Let's hit 500. I'm so excited. I'm absolutely loving the book community that we're building on this channel. And if you made it to the end, comment your cats have good taste. Cat emoji, heart emoji. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!